Hello, how are you guys doing? Can you guys hear me? So in the description box, I am talking about living in the moment. So I know there's so much stuff is happening. I know there's so much stuff happening today. Um, I was talking about immigration, the population, about more about women's rights. There's so much. The population of the immigration is about, I think I put 46 point something million people had came to this country illegal, legal immigrants. They're getting green cards, they're getting food stamps, housing here, legal. To me, as a U.S. citizen, I do not think it is right, the right thing to do. Not too many people are talking about it. There's too much politics going on, getting the wrong idea. The list goes on and on. United States is just not how I used to be growing up as a U.S. citizen, as American, as a native to this country. My ancestors that come from everywhere, basically. West Africa, East Africa, South Africa. I have a little bit of Jamaican in there, a little bit of maybe what's the other one? I think something else. Uh, Tingle something. So I have some other. I bumped out later on. I did a 23andMe. I think it was about 2021 when I did the DNA. So my ancestors from both sides are pretty much from all over the world. I met my grandmother on my mom and that side. Um, but I never met my grandfathers. They died. My dad on my mom's side met my grandmother, but I never met her husband. I never met my grandfather. I seen pictures of him later on as I got older. So my grandmother, I met my grandmother, very sweet lady. Oh my god, beautiful, beautiful ladies on both sides of the family. And because my parents are deceased, so I always want to go back in the history and try to figure out how I got here. My mom was American. My grandmother was a from Louisiana, so got some Louisiana blood up in there. A lot of Louisiana blood. All my 4-time grandparents, great 4-time grandparents. That was all the way from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My grandmother and my third great grandmother. She had about 13 kids. She only had 7 girls out of there and 5 boys. So I always wanted to know why was always more girls in the family than boys, if that makes sense. There was always less boys, more girls. Well, when I did the ancestry DNA, I also did ancestry DNA. I also did my heritage DNA. I also did African DNA. That was the first one I did. So I did the reason why I did all 4 of those different DNA because I just want to kind of know who had more, who had less uh, percentage. So and all the time, the 23andMe, that one came more active. The other one that came more active, but the 23andMe, it kind of broke it down. So if you want to do 23andMe, I suggest you do 23andMe. It breaks it down like all the region, where it's located. Um, and then I had seven, I think okay, so it was 2021. I believe it was in the same month that I'm in, either July or August, one of those months that I did it. Then me and my daughter did it first, and then I did it. We kind of had like similar, but then she found out her dad was from West Africa. So, you guys, DNA, they don't lie. They don't lie at all. The DNA, they don't lie at all. They don't lie. So I did the twin DNA, broke it down. I had like 7 unknown DNA, and it was 2 undecided that they couldn't figure out. So I was just like, what? So it's actually some Jamaican and Trinidad Tobago. So I think that like it's up in the Caribbean island, which is I kind of figure out could be possibly had like some Caribbeans, and I kept saying it and I kept saying it. Then I realized later on I went back to the DNA dope and found out that I had. But you guys, I'm not even 30%. I'm only like maybe a quarter of DNA of each one of them. The reason why it's like that because most likely you get 50% from all your grandparents and their mom, down to your parents. And so you probably have at least about eight or 10 generation if how far it goes back to the generation. So my DNA went back to 8 generations back. Okay. And probably we're like down to the last 4 or 5 generations now. So there's my generation is three right now. So actually four, yeah, three. So three generation, we're kind of staying strong. The last of us. The reason why I said last of us because your grandparents, my mom passed away, grandparents. So we're the ones that's actually leaving out the rest of us. So I kind of want to share that, guys, with y'all. And when I found out I was only like a quarter, I was not even 50%, not even close to 50, not even close to 40%. Okay, and then I have Sahara. That's like more the Sahara. That's like the desert. So that was like 85%, and then I had like Brawley. I think it was 23, something like that percent. So those are also coming from my mom and their my mom's grandparents. So you get 50% from all of that. That's why people need to know that you're never 100% something. People are like, oh, I'm 100% black, I'm 100% Mexican, 100% white, 100. No, you're not 100% nothing. Not even, unless you're straight from India, Indian, Native American that was born here. They're they're actually the 100%, like the real Native Americans. And there's different blacks, Blackfoot Indian. You have Chaco, the Swab. Native American is a big name, but it also breaks down all types of warriors and everything happening. My dad's side is Blackfoot Cherokee. My mom's side is Cherokee. So there's Blackfoot Indians, like real Indians, which is people don't believe, but there is. I don't know if they're still living on or if it's a few of them living right now. So, but they're still surviving. So, to be honest with you guys, Native American was here before any other race start coming over and taking over the land, and they're actually illegal. They're actually originally here, and which people need to understand that. The whites came over, took it over. Then you have the Spaniards. Everybody was trying to find a piece of the United States land. You have the Spain versus the British versus United States with the Spaniards. And um, if you look back in each state have the history of who discovered that state, where it was originally from. I know Texas was supposed to be a bigger state, than it was. But when the Spaniards, they also lost the war, and that's why the text is kind of short because it's supposed to have like a little tail there, but they lost the war because the Spaniards was against, I believe, the French or something like that, or British people. But there was before they came, the United States in general, there was only 13 colonies back then. So they didn't even have states. They had 13 colonies versus the uh, 13 colonies. There was not even state. There was 13 colonies, which is mean territory. All those 14 territories, 14 colonies. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. 14 colonies, and those was the territory. Each of them had territory. We had the Spain, we had French, we had British. British in the United States and Spain, which was from Spain. Spain is actually colonized. Oh, I'm sorry. Spain is actually discovered Mexico City. A lot of people don't like to say, but it's true. Spain discovered Mexico City. Um, and some Spaniards have white ancestors in them because if they came over, raped a lot of them, they don't like to say it. Just like a lot of people in Central America also had black ancestors. Especially Brazil was the biggest slave trade out of it all. Had West Africa. To me, to be honest, they had a few of them because you cannot take the whole continent of Africa and spread it out. I believe they had some African people over here because the African country is over a million continent and it's 52 continents in the city of Africa. And Africa also have the land products. If it wasn't for Africa, majority of their food resources is coming from Africa. Like all the designs that they have here, like the Gucci, the Chanel, the Louis Vuitton, um, all those came from Africa and they were stolen by Europeans. And a lot of people don't like to say, but African was the designs. They work hard for those designs. They came over, stole a lot of them. As quiet as to tell, nobody wants to really talk about it because it's such a deep conversation. But it happened. As quiet as to tell, everything that's coming. Sorry, guys. Everything that's coming under the sun is being exposed, and the history that they try to cover up, most of it, like your British people try to cover it up. Russia, try to say Jesus was white. To me, Jesus is not white; he's black. Um, and the priests know it. Everybody knows there was a black Jesus. There was never a white Jesus at all. God don't care about religion. The religion is from the world. The world cares about religion. God never cared about religion. God cares about your soul. He cares about you living within Him, true worship, spirit, and the truth. There's so much stuff happen and so much distraction that's going on in this world. A lot of people want to hate on Jesus, and to be honest with you, Jesus is the one that saved us from hell. You know, he's the one that saved us from hell when we was about to put our own self in hell. And so there's just so much. You have the earthquake, the tornado. I mean, you have rain, you have rainfall, crazy rain. This is very interesting. 2014 with the election with Donald Trump. Please, guys, don't vote for Donald Trump. The reason why I say that is because if he become president like he did on January 6th, he will do it again. The man does not care about the American people. He don't care about the United States. All he care about is himself. He don't care about the people. God, he just pretend like he cares. Um, most of those Republicans, they, sorry guys, most of those Republicans, they really don't care. They try to crush the middle classes. Middle classes has been crushed with their small business and everything that's going on. Deflation. Nobody talk about deflation. Nobody talk about the food rising. Nobody talk about the rent. Nobody talk about the homeless people. Those are the ones. So there's like a lot of it. Yeah, homeless people, rent, inflation, food have rise up, guys. And you have the immigration crisis. There is a lot that's on the American people plate. And dealing with their own country on top of that. You have the schools trying to make the schools bilingual. Um, there's just so much going on. The United States that I know is that kind of like washing away. Like to make this state an immigration state. You people, if you guys are true people that worship God, that loves God, that honor God, we need to have God back into the schoolhouse. You need to have God in your daily prayer. We need God everywhere that you go, like literally, because there's nowhere to go. And you come to a spot where you are living in the moment, living in a moment where people have cancer. My sister right now is battling with cancer. This is her second time battling cancer. She has several cancer. Anyone out there that have cancer, several cancer, breast cancer, lung cancer, any kind of cancer that you guys are dealing with, or is kidney cancer and failing, I'm here to let you guys know there is a God and He can heal you from all of those diseases, unknown diseases. God can heal you from that. And we as a nation, we need to do not let our democracy just go like that. We have to stand by our nation. We have to stand with the policy. We have to stand rooted and grounded. Because if we were in another country, we will have to speak their language. They will need to come here and speak English language. Not to be offensive to anyone, but I believe we are being disrespect to the other country. And they don't care. They want to walk on us like carpet. We should not give them that same respect. I believe is being disrespectful, and that's how I feel. This is just going on too far. You're letting the enemy come in, steal, kill, and destroy your democracy. We all need to stand up and fight for our right, fight for our kids' right, fight for anything that's not right. It's not right. It's not right for them to come here and just steal all the resources, all the job, speaking their language in your own state. That's so disrespectful. That dude is so disrespectful. Walking here, telling you what to do in your own state. How dare them? And this makes me so angry that we have people in the office, that people in the center. The nation is crying. The nation is bleeding. The nation needs to understand the people, the American people. And we need to stand up and do what is right. Because I feel like it's not done right. I feel like it's been so disrespectful over and over again. When is America is gonna wake up and walk and stand tall, stand strong for what they believe in? Because the American flag is not just American flag. The American flag have fought for the people that have fight for this country. The 13 stripe represent the 13 blood. The 50 stars that's on that blue star represents the 50 states that we have fought for. And we need to get back in there and put God first in everything that we do. And sacrifice. We need to sacrifice. Put God first. And I guarantee you, God will, He already understands. All He's waiting for us to come back to Him and serve a true living God. Because at the end of the day, He is our Father. And that's what we need to do. We need to take a moment and look what everything's going on. The world is going chaos. And when the world goes chaos, the devil goes chaos too. Right behind the industry has told you exactly who they are. They worship their father, which the many fathers a liar, and that's the devil. Okay, that's the devil. If this get blind, if this get banned, you know I'm telling the truth. If it get blacklisted, I really don't care. Because this world that we living in, it don't care either about God, their self, or anyone who's standing in the way. Remember, guys, today is not promised to nobody. Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. You are just living a day by day. And everything on this earth is temporary anyway. The name you have is temporary. This apartment I have is just temporary. The car I have is temporary. The job, the house, the money, everything is temporary. That's why you live day by day, because tomorrow's not promised to nobody. You'll be here, you could be dead the next morning, the next hour, the next second. Tomorrow's not promised to nobody, guys. Respect each other, love each one, pray for one another, because we are in the last days. Bye bye, guys. Have a blessed day.